Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the Strat-O-Matic Demolition League 2015 Strat-O-Matic. We are still in Series 2, the beginning of Series 2. Done the first 3 games on video, the Mets at Boston, Philly at Seattle, and Cincinnati at Houston. So now Game 4, or Matchup 4 I should say, Game 1 of Series 2, Matchup 4, is Tampa Bay at San Francisco. So that's going to be the game for tonight, or for this video. Not sure when it's going to post, but I'm recording it at nighttime. Like I said, this is in Series 2. It is matchup number 4 and is game number 1. My plan is to record all the game number 1s of each series, play the other games 2 and 3 of the rest of the series offline, then come back and do game 1s of all of these, so that in the first 9 series, we're going to have 45 videos, one for each matchup. The first series, or first matchup, first game of every matchup in every series. So the other 2 would be offline. So out of the 135 games in the first half, 45 of those will be on video, and the other 90 will be offline, so I can get through this thing a little bit quicker. Videos, of course, take a little longer to get ready and prep for, whereas doing this things offline, I can knock them out pretty quickly. Not that I'm in a hurry, but it just helps to do that. Plus, I don't want to overload the YouTube channel with all these videos and people wondering why you're showing so many videos. So anyway, that's the plan. Plans are subject to change, of course, but that's the plan right now. We've got the Giants, managed by Bruce Bochy, against Tampa Bay, managed by Kevin Cash. Giants enter the game 1 and 2 after losing 2 of 3 to the Cleveland. And Tampa Bay is 2 and 1 after taking 2 of 3 from Philadelphia. One thing I have added to try to speed things up as well is team cards. And what's on the team cards are the pitcher injury checks for all the pitchers, and then any injuries or roster moves that come up, so that I know right at a glance who's injured, who's not. Now, for these 2 matchups, or these 2 teams, I should say, nobody's injured. Hasn't been any roster moves. The original 25 are still there after the first 3 games. So the card looks rather blank. Although we can say that the starting pitchers in today's game, Vogelsong will be a 6-12 and Ramirez is a 6-12. So injury checks for both pitchers would be if we roll a 6-12. But then you take somebody like Cincinnati, who has an injury. So I've got that on here. Billy Hamilton, until the 23rd of April in our little world here, is out until the 23rd of April. He was injured almost immediately. Second game of the season he was injured. He had to miss 8 games, so he's going to be out till the 23rd. And Brendan Bosch was the roster move that took Hamilton's place. So Bosch takes the place of Hamilton. When Hamilton comes off the injured list, I'll have another one down here saying Hamilton with an arrow and Bosch, so that Bosch goes to the minors while Hamilton comes back. Same thing with Houston. Colby Rasmus just got injured in his most recent game, so he's going to be out for just 2 games, the April 18th and the April 19th game. He's going to be out. Robbie Grossman has been called up to take his spot, and then when Rasmus comes back, then he will have that roster move there. The other thing that kind of freaked me out is there was a pitcher named Roberto Hernandez on the Astros. I had no clue who he was. I had to look it up. It's actually Fausto Carmona, who I guess legally changed his name to Roberto Hernandez. I'd totally forgotten about all that. But on the roster sheet and on the card, it says Roberto Hernandez. So I had to look up Carmona, and I just guessed 6'11", because there's nothing on the injury sheet about Carmona or Hernandez. So I just threw out a 6'11". I don't know if it's accurate or not, but it took me a while to figure out who Roberto Hernandez was, and it was really Fausto Carmona. I had forgotten all about that. He had his little identity crisis, I guess. I don't know what the deal was with that. But anyway, we shall drive on and get ready for this game. And again, the starting pitchers for the Tampa Bay Rays, it'll be Erasmo Ramirez, 11 and 6, 3.75 ERA and 27 starts. So in theory, he should get 9 starts in this little league because it's 1/3. And Ryan Vogelsong for the Giants, 9 and 11, 4.67 ERA, 22 starts. So he should end up getting roughly 7 starts in this league. All right, let's go to the starting lineups for both teams. And I forgot to write the little preamble in here. for the injuries for the pitchers, and also the date of the game and the matchup number and all that good stuff. So I thought I was prepared ahead of time, but you always find something you kind of forget about. But it is Series 2, matchup number 4, Game 1. And overall, it is game number 19. And the date of this game in this replay is April the 17th, 2015. Okay. So now that's all straightened out. Got the score sheet on there. I actually changed as well. I was doing the at-bat by at-bat, but that got kind of confusing when I went to put it in the computer. So I've gone back to doing inning by inning, and I think it'll look better on the score sheet because it'll kind of spread things out a bit. So that's what I'm going to go with. And if it goes to 12 innings or whatever, we'll try to work around that, but hopefully it won't do that. But that's the setup that I've got going on now. Like I said, it's a work in progress. I've always said it's a work in progress, so never know what I'll come up with or what I think of something new or that might improve something. You never know what might happen. All right, so the Giants, once again, are using the DH because they're playing an American League team, much like they were doing in Cleveland. They're doing that with the Tampa Bay Rays. So let's look at the starting lineup. On the rest roll, Jason Maxwell had to rest, so he is out. He could come in as early as the 7th inning, but he's got to stay out at least through the 7th inning. Then he can come in and pinch hit, defense, whatever. So we have Aoki in left, Panic at second, Posey catching, Belt at first, Pence in right, Pagan the DH, Duffy at third, Crawford at short, and Blanco in center. And for the Rays, they had to rest their backup catcher, Rene Rivera. He actually is a starting catcher, Rene Rivera, so they're using their backup, Wilson. So we got Jaso, the DH, Forsythe at second, Longoria, Loney, Souza, Cabrera, Geyer, Wilson, and Kiermaier. So I think all the preambles are now out of the way for that. And it looks like we might just be ready for some baseball. Got my charts over here with the defensive stuff, so good to go on that. Got the defensive charts over there to check the error and range checks when they come up. Tabby's sitting there nice and quiet, so hopefully that will stay the same. And we won't have any interruptions or things that would take away a smooth process. All right, Erasmo Ramirez is going to step in, get his warm-up tosses in, and he'll be facing Nori Aoki. So do a double check and make sure everything is fitting in. Looks like everything can be seen on the video pretty well. So I think we're ready to go. Game number 19 out of 270. Series 2, matchup 4, Game 1. Giants 1 and 2, Rays 2 and 1. Giants again, of course, using the DH. They did that in Cleveland. In Series 3, the Giants will be playing Seattle, which is another American League team, but they'll be playing in San Francisco, so we'll be back to pitchers hitting in that series. All right, right now, Erasmo Ramirez facing Nori Aoki. 111 for Aoki, and he flies to right. One away, so Aoki is retired, and the Giants had an anemic offense the last couple games against Cleveland. Let's see if that carries on against the number 4 starter for Tampa. You would think they'd have better luck. Here's Panic, 3-9 for Panic, and he pops to short. So it could be where the Giants are, again, going to be anemic on the offensive end. Here's Buster Posey. 1-8 for Posey. That's a 2-out single for Buster Posey, and he's an E-stealer. He will not be held. The catcher throwing arm for the Rays belongs to the backup catcher Wilson. He's a +1. So with the E-stealer not being held, Posey is an E-stealer. It'd be a 1-7. It'd be a +1. It'd be a 1-8 if Buster Posey wanted to try it. He had 2 stolen bases, was not caught any time. This may be a chance that he can move up and get in scoring position. It'd be a 1-8, so it would be a 40% chance, but with the way their offense is going, it might be worth the gamble. So they're going to try it, a 1-8, and Posey makes it. And of course he's thrown out. So took a gamble, but of course it didn't work out. And so Brandon Belt, who was up at the plate, will lead off the next inning. So nothing for the Giants. on just one hit and nobody left at the end of half an inning. It is San Francisco nothing and Tampa coming to bat. And Ryan Vogelsong, the right-hander, is going to start things off for the Giants, finishing up those warm-up tosses. And he'll be facing the designated hitter, John Jaso. See what he can do. 6-6 against the lefty. That's a strikeout right out the bat. Vogelsong gets the strikeout. 6-7 is going to be really troublesome for lefties, but he managed to avoid that. Here is Logan Forsythe, second baseman. 1-5, and that's a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in a row for Vogelsong. 2 quick outs, and that brings up Evan Longoria, third baseman. And once I start Series 3, I'll start talking about the replay stats for some of these players, but they just haven't had enough at-bats or enough innings pitched to make it worthwhile at the moment. Vogelsong 3-8, and that's a potential home run for Longoria, 1-6, and this one is gone, 7-20. It's a 2-out double. That's a 7, so he just missed it. And of course, in Super Advanced, we could be doing the robbing the home run thing because it's the first number in the second category. Actually, no, I think you don't do that. I think you only do that when the second choice is an out. I don't think you do that for a double. So check that out. In Super Advanced, that would not be a rob home run. That's only when it's in this situation where the alternative is an out, not when it's a double. But we're just advanced, so double is what we got. Longoria, D. Steeler, runs at a 13. But you know what? With running at a 13, they're going to hold him on because they need to try to keep him from scoring if they can. So Loney, the batter, left-handed hitter against Vogelsong. 2-9, fly to right, doesn't matter, the inning's over. So nothing doing there for the Rays. They get that 2-out double and come away empty-handed. After 1 complete, it's no score from Tropicana Field, but of course, in advance, there are no ballpark effects, but just in your mind's eye, we are at Tropicana Field. Here's Brandon Belt. He was at the plate when Posey was caught stealing. 6-6, and that's a ground ball to first. Handled over there by Loney, 1 away. And now that we're doing it by innings instead of by at-bats, I think it gives a little more separation, a little bit easier to see. At least it is for me when I go back into the computer and put these results in. It's easier for me to read them. Here's Hunter Pence, 5-11. Ramirez is a ground ball to short, 2 down. 2 down, and that brings up Angel Pagan, the designated hitter. He plays center a lot of times in the National League parks, but with a 4, don't want him out in center if you can put him as a DH. It's better to put him as a DH. 6-6 against the switch hitter batting left is another ground ball to first. So Loney handles it again. And again, the Giants offense is nowhere to be found right now. So Vogelsong back out, hoping to get some run support, but right now it's not working. Here's Steven Souza, right fielder. It's a 1-7, and he will draw a leadoff walk. Sometimes those leadoff walks can come back to bite you. Souza is a B stealer, so he will definitely be held. The catcher arm, Posey, checks in as a -2. So the B stealer, it starts as a 13, being held is a -3, makes him a 10. Then -2 from Posey is an 8. A 1-8, we just had that with Posey, so I think Tampa with nobody out, I think they're going to hold him there, not risk anything. They could do a hit and run with Cabrera because he would turn to a B with the hold. So I think we're going to do an advanced hit and run off the advanced strategy chart. So we'll do a hit and run, which is a 2d6 roll. He is now a B. B and a 7. So we come over here to a B and a 7. Batter misses pitch, roll 20-side die for steal results. Okay, so we're going to have to steal it. And we've already figured it out that it's a 1-8. So question is, can Souza get the steal in? 1-8, and he steals it. 6 he does, so that's just what's going on with the Giants. They get bad luck. Their opponent misses a hit and run, but they successfully steal second base. Go figure. All right, so Souza is at second base. He runs at a 15. He will definitely be held. And here is Cabrera. He's not a good bunter, so he will not bunt. 6-12, and that's the injury check for Vogelsong, so it's a chance that he could be injured right off the bat. So we go to our injury chart. And let me go pull that. Just had it. I think you have everything. I thought I did, but I must have put it over here. One moment, and I will get that injury chart. Oh, it's in the rule book. That's what I was using. No, it wasn't. I don't know what I did with it. So I have to use what's in the rule book, I guess. That's the extra copy, is what's in the rule book, at the back end of the rule book. So let's pull that out. Injury check. Injury check for pitchers. So we roll a 1 to 6, he's okay. Anything 7 or higher, he's going to have to miss some time. So let's see what happens with Vogelsong. Can he hang in there? That is a 5, so he's going to be okay. He will not be injured. So now we'll finish the at-bat. And the result was a 6-12. So 6-12 against the switch hitter batting left is a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is Hunter Pence. And Hunter Pence checks in as a 2. 2 and a 15. So we go to our chart for 2 and a 15 for a right fielder. A 2 and a 15 is a fly ball C. So fly ball C, nobody can move up. It's just a fly to right. And Souza has to hold. So 1 down, and that brings up the left fielder, Brandon Geyer. 6-7, and that's a single to center field. This could score the run. Center fielder arm, Blanco, checks in as a -1. Souza was a 15, but he was being held, makes him a 14. -1 makes him a 13. 1 to 13, and you know, with 1 out, they're going to go ahead and send him. 1 to 13, they're going to send him. And he's in there. So Souza slides in safely, and the Rays grab a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Brandon Geyer. He's a beast stealer. He will not go anywhere. He will be held, though. And Bobby Wilson, the batter, not a very good hit and run guy, so they're going to have him swing away. 3-10, and that's a walk. Some more troubles for Vogelsong. Maybe he didn't have to leave the game because of injury, but he may have tweaked something and it may be affecting him. 2 on, 1 out rather, for Kevin Kiermaier. It's a 3-4. It's ground ball third base B. It's a fielder's choice. And Duffy will throw over to Panic for the force to get Wilson out. Kiermaier reaches on the fielder's choice, and Geyer takes third. So runners are at the corners with 2 down. Again, B Steeler Kiermaier would be a 1 to 8, so they're going to hold him and see if Jaso can bring home another run. 6-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Mr. Crawford, and Crawford checks in as a 1. 1 and 18 is good all day, and that's going to end the inning. But a run is in. Tampa takes a 1-0 lead, and the way the Giants are not scoring, this could be problematic for them. Have to check on Vogelsong. He will get more attention in between innings to make sure he's okay. Plenty of bullpen guys available if he's not. I checked yesterday's or the previous game for each team, and no relief pitcher pitched more than 1 inning, so they're all okay to come back if need be. Matt Duffy will lead things off against Ramirez to start the 3rd. That's a 3-12, and that's a hit by pitch plus injury, so another injury check. This one for Duffy. First we record the hit by pitch, and now we bring back the injury chart for Duffy. And a 1 to 4, he's okay. 5 to 6, he just misses the remaining game. And 1 or higher, or 7 or higher, he's going to miss some time. That's a 9. Is that a 9? Yes, that is a 9. So 9 is going to miss 1 game. So he's going to miss the rest of this game plus the next game. So what I'm going to do here on the San Francisco chart, with today being the 17th, I'm going to put Duffy, and he's going to miss 4/17 through 4/18. But with just 2 days, I'm not going to make a roster move for that. I'm just going to let them go shorthanded for 2 days. Actually, for 1 game, because it's just the rest of this game plus 1. So it's not really long enough to bring up anybody else. So we're going to go ahead and and leave it at that. Now what I'm going to do is see if he's going to miss, if he has to leave the game now, or if this is an after the game thing. But I think all my injuries have been in the beginning, so I'm going to try to stay consistent and not change that. So he's going to leave. We'll need a new runner and a new third baseman when time comes. Third baseman is going to be Casey McGee. He will be the new third baseman. He will take over for Duffy. So McGee, and he takes over in the third inning. Right here, McGee will be the new runner at first, and he's an E-Stealer who will not be held. So here comes Crawford, and they don't want to burn two players with one move, so they're just going to go ahead and let McGee run even though he's slow. They just don't want to burn, you know, two players at one time. Here's Crawford, especially this early in the game. 5-4 is a ground ball third base X. That's Longoria, and Longoria checks in as a 1. Could be a double play. 1 and a 20. That is a double play. It's going to go 5-4-3 around the horn. So it really didn't matter about McGee running there because he's quickly erased. 2 down, and that brings up the number 9 hitter, Gregor Blanco. 3-9, and he flies to left to end the inning. So another uneventful offensive half inning for the Giants. They've sent 9 to the plate, and due to a caught stealing a double play, Ramirez has faced the minimum. All right, Vogelsong back out, and he'll start off with Logan Forsythe. Tampa Bay leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Forsythe 6-7 for Forsythe, and that's a single against Vogelsong. So leadoff single for Logan Forsythe. He's a C-Stealer. He will not go anywhere, but he will be held because I'm holding C and above. So he will be held. Here's Longoria. Doubled his first time up. 2-9 for Longoria. He flies to left this time, 1 away. So 1 down, and that's going to send up James Loney, the first baseman. Lefty hitter. 2-9 again. This is a fly to right. 2 down. And still at first base is Forsythe. Here's Sousa. 1-7 for Sousa is a walk, and that's going to put 2 on with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Cabrera. Cabrera had the RBI single last time. I'm sorry, it was Geyer had the RBI single, not Cabrera. Cabrera flied to right his first time. 3-7, and it's a ground ball second base, but they're not being held, or the guy at first is not being held because he's a trail runner. So second baseman is not responsible for holding the guy at second. It would be the shortstop because of the left-handed hitter. So that plus is not going to come into play. It's going to just be a 4-3 ground out to end the inning. Had that been ground ball shortstop A, that would have gotten through for a hit because the shortstop was responsible for bird dog and the runner at second. But in this case, with the second baseman and a lefty hitter at the plate, he was not responsible. So we go to the fourth, 1-0, still the score. And Aoki, the leadoff man for the Giants, coming up. I may have to shuffle their lineup and maybe pick them out. Maybe I'll just put them in a hat and pick the names out, see if that changes their luck. I think Billy Martin did that once with the Yankees. 1-5, and that's a single. So Aoki with a leadoff single. He's a B-Stealer. Now the arm of Wilson is a +1. B-Stealers are 13, being held as a 10 because you lose 3. But then the +1 makes them an 11. They're going to try it, a 1-11. You got to try something. And he's in there, stolen base. Aoki singles and steals second. So maybe they have something cooking for a change for Joe Panic. Aoki will be held at second base as a 14 runner. He will definitely be held. So here's Panic. It's Ramirez, 5-6. That's a walk. So all of a sudden, first 2 are on with nobody out, and the big boys coming up, Posey and Belt. So Posey steps up. Ramirez looking for the double play ball if he can get it. 6-2. That's a fly to left, so 1 away. No damage done there. Runners had to hold. Here's Brandon Belt. 3-7 for Belt, struck him out, so Ramirez is coming back. 2 quick outs after the first 2 are on, and it's up to Hunter Pence to break this schneid that the Giants are on. 6-5, he won't do it. It's a fly to center. 6-6 would have been an RBI single, but 6-5 is a fly to center, and that's just the kind of luck it's been for the Giants lately. They always seem to be one number off. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 1-0, and that'll send up Brandon Geyer. He will lead things off for the Rays. 2-6, and that's trouble. 1-5 is a home run. 6-20 is a double. That is a double for Brandon Geyer. He is 2 for 2, a single and a double. Single and a double. Not going to talk about cycle because I had that tainted cycle with Cano. I thought I had a cycle, but his last at bat I misread it and it ended up being a ground ball to short. So I had to take the cycle away from him. So I still don't have a cycle officially. Here's Bobby Wilson, 3-9. Maybe I'll get it one of these days. Struck him out, 1 down. Play enough games, maybe it'll come up. So here's Kiermaier. Geyer at second base. Runs at a 15, so he is being held. 3-10, and doesn't matter. That's gonna bring home a run. 1-7 is a triple. Anything else is a double. So that's a 9. That's a double for Kiermaier. RBI double for Kiermaier, and the Rays lead it 2-0. And Bruce Bochy getting frustrated. Kiermaier will have to be held as a 15 runner. You wonder how long to go with Vogelsong. Here's Jaso. 5-10, and that's a fly to center. Out number 2. So 1 more out, and he gets out of it. Forsythe, the batter. 4-5, and that's a ground ball to short to end the inning. So Vogelsong pitches out of the mess. Just gives up the 1 run, so he hasn't pitched too badly. 4 innings and 2 runs isn't horrible. He's just not getting any support. So we go to the 5th, still 2-0. And Angel Pagan will lead it off. Designated hitter. 4-10 for a switch hitter batting left is a fly to center. 1 away. Pagan is retired. Brings up McGee, rather. He took the place of the injured Duffy. Duffy was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning and had to leave the game. And he's going to miss the next game as well. 4-10. Fly ball to left, 2 down. So McGee is out of there. And now it's Brandon Crawford. 4-4. Ground ball shortstop X. That is Cabrera. And Cabrera is a 2 as a shortstop. 2-17 is good. That's going to be good enough to end the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Giants. 5 innings and no runs. And starting pitchers around the league are just lining up to face the Giants as fast as they can. Here is Evan Longoria. Doubled and fly to the left. And let's see, 5-9. And he's going to get something else here. 1-7 is a triple. 8-20 is a double. That is another double for Longoria. His 2nd double of the game. And 3rd double for the Rays in total because Kiermaier had a double last inning. So Longoria runs at a 13. They'll still hold him on. And here's Loney. 2-7 for Loney. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher A, so Vogelsong will freeze Longoria at second base. And he'll have to stay right there. Make sure he's not, caught in a rundown. So now here's Souza. He is walked twice. 6-9. This time he strikes out. Vogelsong gets the K. 2 down, and there's Drupal Cabrera. 0 for 2. 111. Well, he might not be 0 for 2 for long. 111. 1-15 is a home run. 16 or higher, he's a deep fly to left field. And that is gone. As Drupal Cabrera, a 2-run shot. And that just made it 4-0. That might put the game out of the reach the way the Giants offense has not been performing. It is now 4-0. Vogelsong may not last too much longer as well. They want to at least get him through the inning. There's 2 outs, and he needs to get that last out. Although Geyer is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. 3-7, and this time he grounds to short to end the inning. So Vogelsong may or may not come back for the 6th. We shall see. With the DH, you don't have to worry about pinch hitting for him, but you got to worry about his performance or lack thereof. Here's Erasmo Ramirez. The last inning was his fatigue inning because it's only a 5, but he has nothing against that, so he's still good to go. And Gregor Blanco will be the leadoff man from the number 9 position against Ramirez. 4-6, and that's a line out to first. He lined it, but Loney snagged it. 1 down, so he hit it hard, but right at him. That was an atom ball. And here's Aoki. Single and stole second his last trip. 4-4. He's going to ground ball to short. That's Cabrera. He's a 2. 2 and a 17 is good. So that's going to make it 2 outs real quick for Joe Panic. Popped to short and walked. 0 for 1. 6-6. That's a ground ball to Loney, and that's going to end the inning. So another meek inning by the Giants. And Ramirez could actually go 7 if he wanted to, because he hasn't hit his point of weakness yet. 4-0, we go to the bottom of the 6th. They're going to let Vogelsong start the inning. This is his point of weakness inning, but they're on a short leash. They do have bullpen activity, do the Giants. And let's see who they have over there. They do have Yasmiro Petit. He's their long reliever. He can go, he's got a relief rating of 3, so he's in the bullpen loosening in case Vogelsong runs into issues. But the good part for Vogelsong is he's facing the bottom of the order, Wilson, Kiermaier, and then Jaso. Although Kiermaier did double his last time. 2-7, and that's a fly to left by Wilson. 1 away, and that brings up Kiermaier, 1 for 2 with a double. Followed by Jaso, who's 0 for 3. 5-5, and ooh, good thing it wasn't a 5-6. That'd have been a home run chance. 5-5 is a ground ball to first. Belt will step on the bag himself. 2 down, and that brings up Jaso, who's been struggling, 0 for 3. 1-8, and that's a 1-3 single. Anything else, he grounds it back to Vogelsong. And he will ground it to Vogelsong to end the inning. I think we're gonna cap Vogelsong at 6 innings. He's gonna go 6 innings, face 28 batters, and give up the 4 runs. And of course, he's subject to be the losing pitcher unless the Giants can find an offense from somewhere. Ramirez, he will come out to start the top of the 7th. Bullpen activity for the Tampa Bay Rays. They do have left-hander Jake McGee loosening in the bullpen. So just in case he runs into trouble, they do have Jake McGee. Buster Posey will be leading things off, and ironically, Jake McGee pitched for the Giants last year. I think it was their closer. So here's Posey. 2-5 for Posey, ground ball to first. Loney's getting a lot of activity over there at first base. A lot of chances as the Giants are having a hard time getting the ball out of the infield. His Belt, he's 0 for 2. 5-2, that's a ground ball first base X. Again, Loney once again getting tested, and he's a 3 as a first baseman. 3 and a 13 as a first baseman. A 3 and a 13 goes to his error check, and Loney as an error is an E11. E11 and a 10. E11 and a 10 is a ground ball A, so it's a good play by Loney. And since it's off the X chart, we'll call it 3-1 as he flips to Ramirez covering for out number 2. And that brings up Hunter Pence. Giants meekly again. They have 2 hits in the game, two meager singles, and nobody's gotten past second base. 5-8. Well, they get something here. 1-15 is a double. 16 or higher is a single. So 17, they can't even get an extra base hit when they got the chance. It's just going to be a single by Pence. And down 4-0, they're not going to take any chances. So they'll let Pagan swing. See what we can do. Pence, I think he's being held. Let's see. Yep, he's being held. He's a C-stealer. He's being held. 5-7, and that's a 1-4 single for McGee. I'm sorry, it should be Pagan, not McGee. What am I doing? Switch hitter. 5-7 comes over here to the left side. That's a strikeout with a dot, but he's not tired yet. So the strikeout will stand. That's going to end the inning. I forgot Pagan was hitting switch hitter batting left. So if we don't go over here, we go over here. Strikeout is done, and Ramirez goes 7 innings, faces 24 batters. So very efficient outing for Ramirez as the number 4 starter. And they will go to the bullpen after that. Either Jake McGee or Steve Geltz could be in there as well. As a right-hander, they may use Steve Geltz. So we'll see how it plays out. Pagan is done. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time, and we need a new pitcher for the Giants, and it's going to be the aforementioned Yusmeiro Petit. And on the season, 2015 season, 1-1, 3.67 ERA and a save. That start was a opener start because he's not rated as a starter. He was an opener one of the games, so he is there, Petit. And if we look at the injury check for Petit, going back to their card, on the index card, Petit checks in as a 612 as well. So 612 will be his injury check also. So that's something to keep in mind. Logan Forsythe will lead it off for the Rays as they hold a 4-0 lead going to the 7th inning stretch. So I will stand up and stretch for a second. Make sure everything is okay. We're at 36 minutes or thereabouts. And make sure I'm ready to go for the last couple of innings. So Petit facing Forsythe. Forsythe 1 for 3 with a single. 4-4. Ground ball third base X. That's the newer third baseman, McGee. Remember, it was Duffy. And Duffy was a 2. McGee is a 4. So big difference there. McGee is a 4. 4 and 18, though, I think gets him off the hook. A 4 and an 18 is a ground ball C, which is good enough. So McGee makes the play. Although it was tricky, but he did make the play. 1 down for Longoria. 2 doubles, 2 for 3. With a run scored. 4-6 struck him out. So Petit gets the strikeout there. 2 down for James Loney. He's had his hands full defensively. Offensively, he's 0 for 3. 4-11, and that's a straight up, I'm sorry, looking at 5-11. 4-11 is a single. I almost looked at this one here. It would have been weak power anyway. So he wouldn't have homered. He would have singled either way off 5-11 or 4-11. So in this case, 4-11 is a 2-out single for Loney. He will not be held as a D stealer. Certainly won't even think about going anywhere. Up 4-0, no need to. Here's Sousa. He's walked twice and struck out. 5-7, he strikes out again. So Sousa, 2 walks and 2 Ks. So we finished 7 innings here in Tampa. Score still 4-0. And now the new pitcher for the Rays will be right-hander Steve Geltz. On the season, he was 2-6, 3.74 ERA and 2 saves. Again, those 2 starts were opener starts because he is not related. He's not rated as a starter. Relief rating of 1, so he's mainly a 1-inning pitcher for the most part. So we'll see how it goes. And Geltz, his injury rating, we go back to the team card. Geltz has a 0, so he cannot be injured. He had a 0 injury rating on the injury chart, or injury on the roster page, I should say. So he has no chance to be injured. And he will be in to face McGee, Crawford, and Blanco. On the bench for the Giants, they still have Adrianza, Maxwell, and Suzak, because Maxwell had to rest, but now that we're in the late innings, he is eligible to come back if they choose. Now, he's only a 209 hitter, so not very good. Adrianza hits 186, and the backup catcher Suzak hits 218, so probably stuck with who you got if you're Bruce Bochy. Here's McGee against Geltz. 1-5, and that's good news for McGee. 1-18 is a double. Do we have an extra base hit for a change? We do. The first extra base hit of the game for the Giants comes off the bat of McGee, who took the place of Duffy. And now here's Crawford. McGee will not be held with a 4-0 score. So here's Crawford. 6-6, that's a strikeout. Big strikeout there for Geltz to kind of quell any thoughts of a big rally. So 1 away, and that brings up Gregor Blanco. 5-6 against the lefty. It's another strikeout. So Geltz, after giving up the leadoff double, comes back to strike out 2 in a row. And now he's got Aoki to deal with. Oddly, he strikes out the 2 lefties, gives up a double to the righty. There's Aoki. 3-3 for Aoki is a walk. And that's going to keep it going for Joe Panik. But let's see, do they bring in... I think the Rays are going to bring in the lefty, Jake McGee, to face the lefty Panik. They don't trust Geltz. They don't want this thing getting away from him. Geltz goes 2/3 of an inning, faces 4 batters. And Jake McGee, 1-2 with a 2.41 ERA and 6 saves. And we'll check his injury factor for Jake McGee. If we look at the team card once again, Jake McGee is a 6'7", so he's definitely susceptible to injuries. So they got to be careful about it. Roll the 6'7". It's an injury check, so they got to be careful. But they're going for the lefty-lefty matchup. Joe Panik, 2 on and 2 outs. Nobody's being held on. It's a 4-0 game. Lefty on lefty. 3-8, and Panik grounds to short to end the inning. So McGee gets it done. He goes the 1/3 of an inning. That's all they're going to use him for, is that 1 batter. And the Giants come away empty. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 4-0. And they'll get a new pitcher for the Giants to come in to the 9th and pitch the top of the 9th to finish it up. Petit back out. Will try to finish the game for the Giants and save their bullpen. So here's Cabrera. Homer just had a big 2-run homer to kind of put the game out of reach his last time up. 1-8. This time it's a ground ball to first. 1 away as Belt takes it to the bag himself. 1 down for Brandon Geyer. 6-10. Petit's a 6'12", so no injury check. 6'10 is a pop out to short. 2 down for Bobby Wilson, the catcher. And Wilson is 0 for 2 with a walk. 5-2, and that's a straight up in home run chance, but he has weak power. So it's just going to be a single for Wilson, a 2-out single. He will not be held. But they caught a break there. They had weak power, so no homer. And here's Kiermaier. 2-4 for Kiermaier is a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. Since it's an A, we'll go and call it a 4-6 fielder's choice as Panik goes a short way to Crawford to end the inning. So we go to the 9th, 4-0. Last chance for the Giants. It hasn't looked good all game. And the Rays now will turn to whom? They will turn to... It's not a safe situation, so they don't want to use Boxberger. So I think they're going to use Matt Andriese. He's a kind of a part-time starter. So Matt Andriese, he does have relief rating. 3-5, 4.11 ERA, 8 starts and 2 saves for Andriese. So he will be in to try to clean things up. If he gets into any kind of trouble, Boxberger is light tossing in the bullpen. And on the roster card for Andriese, he's a 6'12" for his fatigue. Or not fatigue, but for his injury check. He's a 6'12". And since I wrote the 9 kind of close to the 8, let's move that over a touch and give more room for this column here so we're not crowding over there. All right, top of the 9th, last chance. It is the heart of the order. Posey, Belt, and Pence that Andriese will be facing. 4-0 Tampa, top of the 9th. 6-8, and that's a 1-2 single. Anything else, he will line it to Longoria. And Longoria snags it, 1 away. So 1 down, and that brings up Brandon Belt. And the Giants again, anemic offense, putting up goose eggs. 5-7, and that's a fly to center, 2 down. Last chance is Hunter Pence. Bruce Bochy just shaking his head, wondering where the offense is. 6-5, and that's a fly to right, and that's the ball game. So nothing doing for the Giants. They come away with nothing and like it. Innings over, ball game's over. Petit went 2 innings, and he faced 8 batters. Losing pitcher was Vogelsong. He's 0-1. Winning pitcher was Ramirez. He's 1-0. No save because of the way the score is. Let's check the hits. No errors for either team. Let's check the hits. 1, 2, 3. I got them for 4 lonely hits, a double and 3 singles for the Giants. For the Rays, let's move the cards out of the way. Bring the score sheet in a little bit better. For the Rays, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got them for 9 hits unofficially till I put it in the computer. So unofficially, the Rays get 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Giants, no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Winning pitcher was Erasmo Ramirez. He's 1-0. Loser is Ryan Vogelsong. He's 0-1. The Rays improved to 3-1 and tie the Boston Red Sox for that record of 3-1. And they also tie the Houston Astros. All 3 teams are 3-1. Giants dropped to 1-3 to tie Philadelphia and Cincinnati. So getting some gaps here. And that's game number 19 in the books. The matchup 4 of Series 2. The final matchup, which would be the next video, the final matchup of Series 2 will entail the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Cleveland Indians. And I think I've got the score sheet. I thought I had the score sheet already filled out for that game, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. I don't think I have yet, so I haven't done the rest rolls or anything for that. But that's what we're going to have, Arizona against Cleveland. I believe Trevor Bauer pitches for Cleveland. I'm not sure about Arizona. It could be Cole Minter. It could be somebody else. Could be I don't know who. I have to go back and look. But anyway, this game is in the books, the first of 3 between the Giants and the Tampa Bay Rays. And as I look back at the previous games from the Giants, the last couple of games, let's see how they did on these last couple of games and see how anemic their offense really is. The Giants, in their previous game against the Cleveland Indians, were shut out by Carrasco, or Carrasco shut them out 7-0. That was game 3 of the matchup 2 in Series 1, so they lost that one 7-0. The one before that was San Francisco. So that's 0 runs there in 18 innings when you count this game and the last game. It's 18 consecutive innings for the Giants without a run. And if we go over here, that makes it 24 consecutive. So they're 24 innings in a row without a run. They got 1 run here, and I believe they had 1 run on, let's see, did they get 1 run? Well, they won the first game, so their first game they managed to score 5 runs. So a total of 6 runs in 4 games for the Giants. 6 runs in 4 games, but the last 24 innings have all been scoreless. So they are definitely in a funk. So they're going to hope to get out of that for the remainder of the series against the Rays before they go home for their home opener in front of their fans. They want to score some runs for their fans, and they'll be facing the Seattle Mariners in a West Coast Interleague game in Series 3. But right now they got 2 more games in Series 2 to take care of here in Tampa. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of the 2015 Strat-O-Matic Demolition League. And final score once again, Tampa Bay 4, San Francisco nothing. Ramirez the winner, Vogelsong the loser. Big blow, Cabrera 2-run homer in the 5th. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.